Do you struggle in discovering what the best formula is for closing deals? Perhaps customers love the product or service you sell, but after completing their inquiry, they just don't pull out their credit card or sign that contract. I've built distribution around the world. It all started with me knocking on doors, understanding how to handle objections, and figuring out what formula best worked for me to meet my objectives and effectively close deals. Now, many of the strategies that have worked for me just may well work for you, irrespective of whether you're one of our partners selling 3D laser gifts, running your own 3D crystal shop and using a 3D laser machine, or in a different industry altogether. What I'm going to share is a recipe that has helped hundreds of successful business owners in cities around the world. But first, be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on so you'll know every time I post a new video or decide to go live. The first thing I made myself believe when it came to selling was that I had to treat the potential buyer as someone on the same side of the table as me. This is a profound point because all too often we go into a pitch with one objective, and that objective being to close deals. We almost push the buyer to make a decision, and in doing so we lose a golden opportunity to build a relationship that will result in both a friendship and a long-term valuable transaction. It is vital to approach any potential customer, be it B2B or B2C, with multiple objectives. Understanding that not closing the deal right away will many times lead to better, mutually beneficial deals later down the road. Let me give you an example of how this works. One of our business models is to set up entrepreneurs, both young and old, with their own 3D laser gifts business in malls. It's a fun, turnkey solution where they display gorgeous custom laser etched crystals and accept orders from customers who provide photos from their cell phones to be made into 3D. It's a phenomenal solution, and I kid you not, we've made many of these partners millionaires. Now, what separates those that are most successful from those that are least successful are the ones that understand how to position themselves as being on the same side of the table as the customer. The first objective isn't to sell a crystal, it's to get the customer to stop within the first 2 to 3 seconds that we have while they are walking past our kiosk. We want to pique their curiosity and get them to make the decision to engage with us in seeking more information. Great merchandising definitely does help, but my strategy is that the moment someone so much as pauses near the kiosk, we simply hand over to them a 3D crystal. We make them hold it and tell them it's laser technology. We ask them to look at it from all sides and explain that it's 3D. We want them to understand, ask questions, and pretty much after they've stopped, they're holding the product, feeling the weight on it, and this is going to prevent them from actually walking away and putting it down. It gives us time to sell and talk to them, answer their questions, and engage further. Objective number 1 has successfully been achieved. The second goal now is for me to get them to take their phone out of their pocket and search for a photo. When a customer takes their phone out of their pocket to search for their favorite photo, it means that they're serious and they're considering the purchase. In order to get them to pull their phone out, I'll always suggest to a customer that a certain photo turns out better in a 3D crystal than another, which is a fact. I'll ask them to show their photo just so that we can see if it's feasible or not, and give them pointers on what sort of a photo to look for when finally deciding to make the decision to buy. Now, hopefully you can see that how this is a soft sell. I haven't tried to ask them to pull out their wallet or their credit card. I haven't pushed them to decide on any crystal size. All I've done is had a conversation with them about the product and the best type of photo to give should they decide to buy, and what photo will make it an optimal crystal, right? It's a conversation. It's the least intimidating and it's the most informational. Now, in terms of price, of course, price is an important factor. Everybody works hard for their money, right? So a 3D laser gift is not necessarily as much of a necessity as I would like them to think it is. You've got food, you've got rent, you've got medical bills, you've got clothes, and then of course further down the line is the 3D crystal. Let me ask you this. When someone asks you how much does it cost, what's your answer? If you're actually answering with a price tag, you're doing yourself and your business an injustice. The actual answer and factual answer to when someone asks you what is the cost is really that it depends. It depends. Repeat after me. It depends. Those 2 words should be hard-coded in your script. Some of our partners want to sell the largest items, so they immediately go to the $500 ticket items and talk about that price point. And they've shot themselves in the foot because in many cases, it scares the customer away, especially the customer who's not intending to spend that amount of money, right? And in other cases, they talk about the lower priced $40 accessory because they're desperate to make their first sale that morning, and they're selling themselves short because perhaps that customer would have been happy to pay a couple $100s for a photo crystal. The correct answer is that it depends. It depends on your budget, man. We have custom laser crystal items starting at $40 going all the way up to a couple $1,000s. What's the gift for? Is it a special occasion? If they say it's for a 50th anniversary, immediately you know that they're probably looking to spend a little more than a teen who says it's a gift for their sibling's 8th grade graduation. Ask questions. Understand the customer, what their need is. Seek to look at their photo to show them various styles that would work best for them, and in doing so, you begin to develop a relationship with the customer, working on their side to offer them the best option to meet their needs. Many times, the customer may not decide to purchase immediately. Remember, the objective is never a hard sale. Should the customer wish not to buy, provide them with a business card with your signature on it so that they have a personal contact to work with when they actually are ready to buy. And offer them an incentive to come back, such as the fact that you'll prioritize their order and get it done faster when they're ready. Here's an actual example. On opening day, I was at a kiosk of one of our partners for their ribbon cutting. Now, obviously the shoppers that day didn't intend to buy simply because it was the first day and they hadn't seen it in the mall before. So it was a day of educating and showcasing the product to a new market for the very first time. I spoke to many customers, as did the owner of the shop. We had lengthy conversations, one of which was with a customer who seriously was seeking to get his company logo put into a crystal award. He didn't commit to anything that day, so I gave him a card with an incentive of free inscription alongside the logo at no cost when he came back. I signed the card, and a week later I was told he came back with that card that had my signature and placed an order for 60 pieces. Like I said earlier, closing deals are excellent, but in my experience, soft selling to mutual benefit will many times lead to higher value transactions well appreciated by both parties. Now that was a B2C example. I want to also touch on B2B. Again, in this case, many of you are seeking to have your products sold through distributors and mass retailers. It takes time to get an agreement with such partners, but again, if you understand how to play the game, if you enjoy it, and if you have clean intent in offering a fair deal that will be of benefit to both parties, your likelihood of achieving your objective is much greater. First of all, just like I said earlier, lay out the objectives. At retail, the objective was to get the customer to stop, hold the laser crystal, pull out their phone to search for a photo, and then identify their budget or purpose for purchasing. So when it comes to B2B, lay out your milestones. The first goal isn't to get your product listed, it's to get the name of the decision maker. The next objective is to get them live on the phone, followed by them agreeing to a meeting, and then perhaps an agreement on costing. The next goal might be a test in a few stores and successful marketing to prove numbers in order to then lead to a national rollout. Most people celebrate success when they get their product listed. That's just the beginning. Celebrate every milestone, yes, but success is a moving target. After your product is on the shelf, the next goal will be to get marketing support in flyers and other vehicles that your retail partner offers to other vendors. You may want a secondary location in the store with better real estate. And of course, one of the vital milestones to be achieved is the reorder. When the distributor or retailer reorders, it means they now have seen results and are confident that more stock will sell through. Sometimes it takes months to secure a partner, and other times it takes years. As an example, I presented to one of our tourist partners in 2004. I kept in touch over the years, and in 2011, I was invited to a lunch on site with the retail manager. Unexpected by me, the CEO shows up to congratulate me on being respectively persistent over a 7-year duration to finally get a chance at a 3-month test over the summer. You know, that B2B partnership lasted for 8 long years, and it was only ended because of renovation to the retail space. But I gotta tell you, when your intention is clean and you build relationships alongside the transaction, the sky really is the limit. Even though we ended at that venue after 8 years, the friendships remained, resulting in the managers that left that location bringing along our technology and solution to the next location that they were responsible for. When it comes to establishing relationships, making deals, and closing sales, here is the bottom line. You've got to be patient. You've got to understand human psychology, know how people think, what makes them tick, and the best way to do this is to put your own self in their seat. What would get you to be interested and excited about your product or service? What would make you agree to a meeting with a prospect if you were the retail buyer? Why would you spend time and money on their product over other vendor products? What appeal and value does it give to shoppers coming to spend money at your retail store? When you understand this, when you live this, when you breathe this, your pitch will become natural. It will be a work of art and the most powerful combination of words and sentences that resonates with whomever you speak to. If I'm helping add value to your 3D crystal business, or any business for that matter, please comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching.